Burn it down. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another Snapper figure review. Today we have the Elite 117 Seth freaking Rollins and the Elite 115 CM Punk. We just found the CM Punk in the most recent toy hunt at Target. We found a bunch of new figures in that hunt, so the video is up now on the channel if you'd like to check it out. And Seth Rollins just came in the mail. I thought I should put these two together in one video because they arguably have the most heated, intense rivalry right now. So although they're in different sets, got this double review today. But who should we start off with? I'm thinking the best in the world, CM Punk. So let's get Seth out of here and take a look at CM Punk's packaging. So you get him right there in the plastic window with his fist posed up. Then you get CM Punk, Elite 115, picture here of Phil. Then you get WWE, CM Punk on this side, the same picture on this side. And then this figure is based off his appearance at the Royal Rumble in 2024, where he unfortunately got injured by Drew McIntyre. So, but this is a pretty cool attire, I think. Then you get the rest of Elite 115. I did pick up this Drew McIntyre. We found a chase in one of the toy hunts. That video is also up now. So we've been getting lucky with the chases recently on the channel. But that's enough with CM Punk's packaging. Let's get the voice of the voiceless out of the box. Here's Punk out of the packaging, and right off the bat, it's a pretty good figure. Me personally, I'll take all the CM Punks we can get, so I like collecting Punk figures, probably one of my favorites. But let's start with his accessories. Here are the accessories the figure comes with. So we'll start out with the interchangeable hands. We get two sets here. You get the mic open hands, and they do have the tattoos on the knuckles and the blue X's on the wrist tape. So that's a little bit different of a detail. Normally we see black and sometimes red. So blue is pretty cool. And then over here, we get the fisted hands. So just mic open and fisted. They didn't throw in the go to sleep hands. I'm surprised about that. Those have been cool. But now let's get into the shirt. We got a nice t-shirt with his logo, the fist with holding the lightning bolt. It's Velcro in the back. You can see right there. This is my first version of the shirt. I have a tank top that came with a top picks. So we'll show that in comparisons, but it's a pretty cool t-shirt. Here's the figure itself. We'll start out with the head scan. So right here, you get a modern day Punk head scan. This is on the top picks as well. So you can see that right there. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's the second time getting it. I feel like the hair is a little too short. I feel like they should do it more longer, slick back. But I think that's what we're gonna get with the Ultimate Edition. So there's not really a problem there. So this is a pretty good head scan. Then getting into the torso, you get all of his tattoos right there, except the Pepsi and G.I. Joe one. Couldn't put that because they copyright, I think. But you get straight edge tattoo on the stomach, all throughout, nice colorful. And then we get the blue, as we said, on the tape before. The white elbow pad. It doesn't even look like he was wearing the white elbow pad in the back of the packaging, so that's a little weird. But then you get the tights right here, get red stars, and more in the front with the stripes on the side, red, white, and blue over there. And you get same design onto the kick pads with the red stars. It does have the big knee pads, which is a little annoying sometimes, but I think it's pretty accurate to what he wears. I'm pretty sure, at least. Don't quote me on that. But the kick pads design is pretty nice. Basic Punk attire, but it's all for the colors. The colors change every time. And that's pretty much it for the figure. Let's get into articulation. Starting out with the head movement, goes up about, not too much, down, twist all the way around, side to side. Shoulder goes up, down, all the way around as well. Then you get a bicep cut, double jointed, pinless on the elbows, hands with all the good articulation. But if you wanted to compare the other side with the elbow, it goes about that much, and this one goes like a lot better. So you get, as you see, how much the elbow pad really does hinder it. Then the torso goes back that much, forwards, twists all the way around, could split, goes down, back, kicks up about that much, It's down, you get a thigh cut, double jointed pins on the knees, but hinders the knee pad hinders the articulation there. And if you go to the kick pad, it cuts, but it doesn't like here, like it should cut at the top. It goes like halfway through, which kind of like messes up the design. So that's a little weird. I'm not sure why they did that. But then the ankles go down, up, and then all the way around. So articulation is pretty good, besides the fact that the elbow pad and knee pads. But that's pretty much like with most Punk figures, you can kind of expect that. If you want to take the elbow pad off, I mean, he doesn't wear it sometimes, but the knee pads would kind of like have to like heat it up and then switch it out. So that's not the best to do. Here's Punk up next to some modern day Punks. So over here on the left, you have the top picks with the tank top. And then here on the right, you have the AEW Supreme figure. So I'm really looking forward to that new Ultimate Edition one coming out. And they did also reveal the Mattel creations based off his ECW run. So we're getting some more Punks. I'm here for it. I'm happy about that. Then here's some kind of like throwback Punks. Over here on the left, you have the Macho Man attire, Nexus. Then here you got like his Wolverine like kind of beard when he went against Brock Lesnar. Then here's the one we just reviewed. And here's the Money in the Bank from when he took on John Cena in the Ultimate Edition form. And here's Punk up next to the Ultimate Edition Seth Rollins. Then you got the Ultimate Edition Drew McIntyre and the Elite John Cena, which I feel like we should see that rivalry. We should see Punk go up against John Cena one last time, hopefully sometime soon. Maybe SummerSlam, I'm just saying. And here's Punk holding the 2 titles. It's only a matter of time before he wins one. So what are you guys thinking? Is he gonna go for the Undisputed Championship or the World Heavyweight title? Let me know in the comments below. And now my final thoughts on this Elite 115 CM Punk figure. So if you want a modern day Punk, this is definitely the one for you, because I know the top picks, although it had the cool tank top, the design on the tights was just plain black. So this one you actually get a design based on his Royal Rumble 2024. So I think it's a pretty good figure. If I had to rate it, I would give it an 8 out of 10, only because I don't like how the articulation is hindered by the elbow pad and knee pads. But if you don't care too much about that, this is definitely a good one to have. But now it's time to get CM Punk out of here, because it's time for the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins. So starting out with his packaging, you get Seth in the plastic window right there. Picture of Seth freaking Rollins, WWE. Nameplate on the side, picture of Seth on the other side, and then on the back, this is from when he fought Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 40 for the world title. So that's when CM Punk also made Drew lose the title right after the match, after Damian Priest cashed in. So that was a pretty cool moment, and the rest of the set. But that's enough of Seth's packaging. Let's get him out and burn it down. And here's the figure out of the packaging. And I think it's a pretty good figure. It has some nice detail and everything. I just feel like it's lacking some stuff. So starting out with the accessories, you only get 3 sets of interchangeable hands. So you get mic open right here, just holding, gripping hands. Then you get 2 pointing hands. So just 2 pointing hands. And then over here, you get kind of like the woe hands, where you can do all of his different types of poses coming down the aisle. But that's the only accessories you get. I feel like it should have came with a championship, because they show it in the box. I feel like it should have came with that. And he had such a cool attire on. He had such cool entrance gear, and they didn't put any of it in. He had like peacock feathers and everything, and they didn't give you any of it. I feel like that's why this figure should have been an Ultimate Edition, but you only get those 3 sets of hands and nothing else. So that kind of sucks, in my opinion. So now looking at the figure, we'll start out with the head scan. Probably one of the better Seth head scans we've seen. Him screaming, blonde hair throughout. One of my favorite ones personally. And it goes all throughout. Nice like contrast right there. Then you get the chest hair on the chest. Some figures been lacking that. Mine has a little bit of a red scratch there, unfortunately. But then on the back, you get his tattoo. And you get this like recovery tape, which is kind of new to have on the figures. This is our first one where we see this. So I wonder if they're gonna do that more moving forward. It's a cool detail, accurate to the moment. So that's a new detail if you would like to know about that. Then you get white wrist tape on the arms. And looking at the attire now, you You get a nice sculpted like kind of belt. You get blue, yellow, green, like kind of like stripes in there. Then all silver, gold going down. More green over here, like cuffed. Then you get like kind of like purple type flames, I feel like, with white. It's a clean attire, pretty cool. It's kind of like different like pants instead rather than tights. And then you get like these Uso kind of boots, which I'm pretty sure they are. So this is a really different type of Seth than what we normally see. Different from his attire, what he usually wears. Now starting with the articulation, the head is going to be hindered a lot due to the hair. So it goes up, down a little, all the way around. Shoulders go up, down, all the way around. You get the bicep cut, double jointed pinless elbows. Hands move pretty good. Then torso, oh, the head again popping out. But torso goes back, forward, it twists, then there's splits. Then it goes down, up about that much, down, thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees right there. Then you get a cut here. Then the ankle doesn't go up too much, it goes down pretty good all the way around. And you get the ultimate edition kind of toe articulation, which is different. But one thing I did realize while I was like posing this guy around, on the other leg, like when you put it up, it doesn't go up all the way, it just goes down. I don't want to force it. It feels like it's gonna snap, maybe heat it up, but I've had that problem before in other figures, and then you heat it up and then after a while it just goes back. So if anyone has any tips on that, I don't know what to really do for it. It is pretty annoying because it's harder to get him to stand like straighter without it being like uneven. So that's one issue I really had with the articulation. Here are some Seth comparisons. Over here on the left, you have two elites. And then here on the right is the Ultimate Edition. And if you wanted to put the title on him, it just looks a lot better. I feel like accessories are really important for the figure. And just imagine if we had all of his entrance gear with this one. It would have been absolutely insane. And here's his opponent at WrestleMania 40, the Ultimate Edition, Drew McIntyre, which I believe that exact gear is from this match as well. And here he is up next to his new faction on Raw. You got Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Big Bronson Reed. And lastly, here he is up next to the CM Punk figure that we just reviewed. Now for my final thoughts on this Elite 117 Seth Rollins figure. I think it's a pretty cool figure. The attire is really nice. I like the head scan and everything. The detail with the recovery tape is pretty cool as well. But I just don't really like how that leg is moving and how the head is popping off way too easily. And I also feel this should have been an ultimate. It was such a missed opportunity to put all those feathers and his entrance gear. I understand it may have been out of the budget because it was like you would definitely have to do it all cloth and it might have costed too much to make. But for this, I feel like you might as well just not do the attire if you weren't gonna do all that. But if I had to rate this figure, I would probably have to give it a 7.5 out of 10, just because of that leg and the head popping off and all the missed accessories. But that wraps up your Elite CM Punk and Seth Rollins action figure review. Overall, I'm just pretty happy to add these guys to my collection. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to drop a like, comment your thoughts on these figures, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh no, he's got him up. He's got him up. Go to sleep.